Now I'm looking at a problem similar to the third question in the week 3 homework. It says use the frequency distribution given, which shows the number of voters in millions according to age, to find the probability that a voter chosen at random is in the given age range. But they're asking us for the age range not between 25 to 34. The first thing I want to do is get my total of my frequencies. So this is going to equal, I'm going to say sum. The sum of these numbers, okay, is 140. Remember, those are in millions, but that doesn't really matter. To get the answer to this one, I want those not in the 25 to 34 age category. I'm going to make that red. So I want 140 minus those 20.4, but I want the probability. I'm going to set up a little equation. I'm going to say equals, open parentheses, 140 minus 20.4. I'm taking those out. Whoops. Then I'm going to divide by the total again. Let's see what we get. We get 0.854286. If I wanted to round that to 3 decimals, I could right-click on it, say Format Cells, Number, go to 3 decimals, and you can see my answer would be 0.854. Now I'm looking at a question like number 5 in the week 3 homework. It gives us a contingency table or a pivot table, whatever you would like to call it. They're both the same. But we're given a table and we're asked 2 questions. The first question is find the probability that a randomly selected student is male, given that the student is a nursing major. Now, when you see given that, I'm going to shake my jar of marbles and dice. When you see given that, that changes your denominator. We are only dealing with the nursing majors. So to find the answer to this one, I'm going to say equals, I'm going to do this in Excel, the 98 males divided by, given that the fact that they have to be a nursing major, so divided by 801 equals 0.122347. So I could round that to 3 decimal places by right-clicking, saying Format Cells, Number to 3 decimal places. Okay, so my answer is 0.122. The next says find the probability that a randomly selected student is a nursing major given that the student is male. Different question, but we're still shaking the jar there because it's given that the student is male. So we're only dealing with the 1,167 males. So the answer to this one would actually be equal to still those same 98 males, but here we're dividing it by, the 98 nursing majors that are males here, dividing it by the males because it was given that the student was male. So the total number of males, 1167. So this answer is 0.083976. Let's right-click, format those cells to 3 decimal places. So our answer is 0.084. On number 6, we're looking at another pivot table. It says the table below shows the results of a survey in which 142 men and 145 women workers ages 25 to 64 were asked if they have at least 1 month's income set aside for emergencies. Okay, the first question was find the probability that a randomly selected worker has 1 month's income or more set aside for emergencies. All right, so of those 287 total, 138 did. So I would say equals, it's really this 138 divided by the total. Notice on this one they didn't give any other instructions. There wasn't a given that. They just want the probability of randomly selecting someone who has 1 month's income or more set aside out of the total. So 138 over 287 would be 0.4808. Let's round that to 3 decimal places. Format cells, number, there we go, 0.481. Now, where's my jar? Here it is. Given that a randomly selected worker is male, we are only dealing with the 142 men in this question, part B here. So that will be my denominator. Find the probability that the worker has less than 1 month's income. So this will be equal to those men who have less than 1 divided by just the total number of men, because it says given that a randomly selected worker is male. So I'm only dealing with the 142 men. My answer is 0.464788. Let's round that. Format cells, number, 3 decimal places. Okay, 0.465 is my answer. The next one is asked a little bit differently. It says, given that a randomly selected worker has 1 month's income or more. Again, given that, so I'm only dealing with those 138 that do have 1 month's income or more set aside. So that will be my denominator. Find the probability the worker is a female. So in this case, I'm going to say equals those 62 women there divided by the number having 1 month's income or more set aside. So my answer is going to be 0.44927. So I need to round that. Let's round this to 3 decimal places. Number 3. You don't have to do this. If you're working in Excel, you can round it yourself. So my answer is 0.449. Then the final question is, are the events having less than 1 month's income saved and being male, independent, or dependent? Of course, they're dependent.